लोह जला देंगे, पानी जला देंगे, दुनिया हिला देंगे hum. And that is exactly what Mumbai Indians did. Not only did Mumbai Indians break their 13-year-long first match season opener losing streak, but they also successfully chased their highest ever scoring total in IPL. Now, as a Mumbai fan, we Paltan Ken are beyond happy. Everyone's thrilled, vibes are high, and this is a great way to go into the 2026 season. And it's, I don't know, like one match, and I'm already feeling very confident about our playoff chances. But this is a spin in momentum for Mumbai. I mean, since 2013, this team has lost every single first match. Like we all say, in gully cricket, paila ball devacha. For Mumbai, paili match devachi. Quite literally. So going into this, season, any season opener, Mumbai fans are always kind of like, where are we going with this? Regardless of whether it's at home at Wankhede or away, going into an IPL season opener, I mean, it's a 13-year losing streak. You get a little nervous, but the fact that Mumbai not only broke this streak, but also successfully chased their highest ever total. Earlier I believe we chased like 219 with Delhi back in 2021. So I guess 220 was capable, especially because so many of Mumbai's batsmen are very, very experienced players. Like, just look at this. The same players that successfully posted to a score of like 250 plus on the same pitch in the semifinal against England. Let's look. Well, Rohit wasn't in the squad, but we have Hardik, we have Tilak, we have Surya. Booms didn't put that total up there, but Booms helped defend it. We have Bumrah. A lot of Mumbai squad is present in that same squad that played India's World Cup. Like Mumbai Indians, get it? I'm going a little off tangent here, sorry. A little high, excited from our win. But honestly, just the way that Mumbai played cricket today, it was good quality cricket, and it feels good going into the season with that. Now, both Mumbai and KKR had a clear objective when batting at Wankhede. Now, as everyone knows, Wankhede is a very fast, batting-heavy pitch. You can put up some mammoth scores on there. But just because you put up a good score doesn't mean that you're essentially safe. I mean, in the semifinal against England, India posted a score of 250, and England got pretty close. I mean, England was only 7 runs away, and England got to 240. Bethel played a hell of an innings there. No one will forget it. Everyone is going to remember that innings. It was very, very good. But even though India posted such big of score like 250, they weren't completely safe. It was the bowlers' jobs who helped defend and restrict the English bowlers. And essentially that's what Mumbai's bowlers did here. Now, Kolkata was cruising early on. They went through power play, and I believe at the end of power play they lost their first wicket. But they had a pretty good flow going into power play. Their skipper, their skipper, I'm literally forgetting his name. This is so bad, sorry. Their skipper, Ajinkya Rane, I'm just all over the place. But KKR skipper Ajinkya Rane leading from the front, scoring that half century quickly, getting those runs on the board. And then also the partnership that he built with Ankush Raghuvanshi. That was very essential because after that wicket fell in power play, it's, easy after power play you have a disruption, right? The fielding pattern changed, more fielders are in the outside circle. But keeping that momentum going after you've lost a wicket is very crucial. And I believe there was a DRS timer, strategic timeout in between there, but that's 2 minutes. But then we've seen how stop after a wicket falls, a break can disrupt the batsman's flow. So keeping that partnership and keeping those runs on the board was very well executed by KKR. But I think especially in the middle and death overs, Mumbai's bowlers were able to restrict KKR because KKR was scoring 13 runs per over, I believe. So KKR's totals were posted to be 230, 240. And so that the fact that especially in the middle overs and death overs, I feel that's where the game kind of slowed. Those 2 overs from Bumrah and that over from Bolt really slowed the game. Those overs only went for, I think Bumrah's first over went for 6, Bolt's over went for 9. They were slowing the game round. And Shardul Thakur coming in and just taking those wickets, Shardul Thakur took most of the wickets. He took 3 wickets. Pandya took 1. And I think going into this, we can definitely see Mumbai utilizing Shardul Thakur more this season because they didn't play Deepak Chahar this season, and Shardul Thakur and Chahar basically give you the same skill set, but Thakur is more precise with his attacks. And I think Deepak Chahar is very good in your power play. Like, he's good when the ball swings, like Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, but later on, like especially towards the death, his bowling it isn't as useful as it is in power play. Now, kudos to Trent Bolt because you can clearly see like Trent Bolt, he bowled like in the power play, I believe he bowled an over, and then I think he bowled an over in the middle overs too. He bowled in the middle overs and death. Like, more of his overs were in the middle and death than in the power play. And kudos to him because we can clearly, or at least I felt, that there's a big difference in how Trent Bolt was bowling this IPL compared to last. Like, last IPL, I think Mumbai mostly used Bolt in the power play to get that early wicket. Like, they would use up most of his overs then. They would do like Bolt, Chahar, and like Hardik would bowl an over in the power play. And then towards the end, maybe they'd give like Bolt one over near death. But I think Bolt has been especially more effective now. And I think he's refined his skills because Mumbai is playing him more towards the middle overs and death. And that's when batsmen are like, the ball is getting old, batsmen just want to score runs, and Bolt was able to hold his own. So that's looking very good for Mumbai squad going in, especially when a player has retired from international cricket. They don't play as much or as often as they used to, right? So obviously, reflexes like loosen, especially with age, and like skill sets like get reduced a little bit. But I think it's very nice that Bolt has like refined his skills. So, that's only to Mumbai's advantage. The thing with Shardul Thakur compared to Deepak Chahar is Deepak Chahar is a good bowler, don't get me wrong. He's especially effective in the power play. Like I said earlier, he can make the ball swing, which is nice. But towards the middle and death overs, especially in the death overs, I wouldn't say that Deepak Chahar is a very good death bowler. I remember like one match against GT last season, there was rain. So like they used like DLS and they had shortened the match. And I believe like with the amount of wickets falling and the game shortened, Gujarat needed like 16 runs off the last over, which is doable, but that's still a high score. And he was given the last over, and like there were a lot of wides in there, and I think he got nervous, and GT did end up winning the match. And especially when you're defending 16 runs off of the last 6 balls, I feel like that's more pressure on the batsman than it is on the bowler. And not just from that one instance alone, Deepak Chahar isn't like generally the strongest death bowler. Like, every bowler has their strengths and weaknesses. I think it was interesting how they used Bumrah here. Bumrah was like, more of the focus was on Shardul Thakur because he was the one who was picking up wickets, and I thought it was really nice that Hardik as a captain backed him. He picked up that first wicket, he picked up that second wicket, and I like that he played him again. That he, like, when Mumbai needed a wicket, obviously it's instinct to turn to Bumrah or Bolt, but when that's not working, I like that Hardik backed Thakur and like gave him those chances, because essentially that paid off. Like I mentioned earlier, Bumrah's and Bolt's over, I think they really helped slow the game because in those 2 overs, they went for very few runs. So then in the next few overs, there was pressure on the batsmen. So essentially, they were going to score and like try to hit big off of any new bowler he came. And I think it's very strategic how they gave Bumrah and Bolt those 2 overs because Bumrah's overs, batsmen never really try to go after him because I know it's Bumrah's overs. Like, Bumrah's a renowned bowler, so most batsmen play defensive there. So there's very few runs there. And then I think strategically playing Shardul Thakur afterwards, who was getting Mumbai wickets, was very smart because, like, Mumbai's bowling side knows, Hardik knows that they're going to want to hit off of Thakur to relieve that pressure. And getting those catches was, like, pretty easy. Good catches were taken there. One was taken by Shafin Rutherford. Tilak took another catch. Rohit did drop a catch, and everyone was, like, a little disappointed. I definitely do think that instead of like Surya being the impact sub, Rohit should have been the impact sub. When it comes to fielding, I do believe that Surya is a better fielder, also just in terms of age. But the catch that Rohit dropped on the boundary, we have seen Surya take some pretty great catches on the boundary. I mean, Surya is quite literally known for his boundary catches. So I do think next match, maybe they'll sub those 2 out. Between the 2 of them, like between Rohit and Surya, the reason that like those 2 are used for impact subs is mostly everyone else in Mumbai's like batting lineup either wicket keeps or they can give you bowling. So it's really just Rohit and Surya who only bat, right? So it makes sense to sub those two out. Now, batting wise, Rohit was great, perfect. It was so nice to see him, like watching Rohit and Rickleton bat side by side was so nice. It was so nice. It was great to see. Going into this match, I didn't really know whether Mumbai was going to play Rickleton or QDK. I don't think going into the auction, Mumbai's focus was to get QDK. I think they were just looking for a backup wicketkeeper for Rickleton, because last season I remember Rickleton during the playoffs, he had to leave early because he had some South Africa cricket team needed him. So we had Johnny Bairstow in and he was keeping for us, which was Bairstow played, right? Jatinder Petwarkar. I'm sorry guys, just think of the ad, you know what I'm talking about. But Bairstow was great. But Mumbai didn't essentially have this backup wicket keeper ready to go. So I think going into the auction, that's what they were looking for. We do have Robin Mins, but I don't think he's as experienced. And because Mumbai was able to get QDK for not a whole bunch, pretty standard base price, that's why they picked him. I do think that I don't think QDK will go the whole season without playing a match. He definitely is a good player. He's in form. He has experience. And I think Mumbai will play him. I think right now it's just that Rickleton has been doing so good for Mumbai. He was doing well for South Africa in the World Cup too. And he gave Mumbai such a good season last year. Going into the season, they want to reward him for that and build his confidence. I don't think QDK will sit aside the whole time. I definitely think he will play. Really missed seeing Santner on the field and Jax. Jax had a great T20 World Cup season as a finisher for England. So I think going into IPL, it'll be really interesting to see where his place in the squad is, because someone else is going to have to come out. And I think him and Namandhir will be really nice at the end, closing off that game. I do like that they're playing Hardik earlier up in the order now, because we have opening is Rohit and Rickleton, then one down is Surya or Tilak. It kind of alternates. So Surya, Tilak 3-4, and then having Hardik come in at 5 is very nice, because in T20 cricket, Hardik doesn't normally come in that early. He'll sometimes mostly 6-7, so his job is mostly a finisher. But Hardik Pandya can give you so much more than a finisher. So it's nice that they're putting him in early, because he's aggressive intent off the first ball. And honestly, Pandya's confidence is what just carries him so much more and makes him so much more of a dynamic player. In that same aspect, Rinku Singh, with KKR playing Rinku Singh higher up in the order, Rinku Singh is also so much more than just a finisher. He can play those, he can keep playing. He's not just here to smack a few sixes. He can play that innings. And he has done that. He has proved himself, who can forget when Rinku Singh smacked 3 sixes back to back and helped Kolkata win the match. Phenomenal. So today's match was definitely nice. My favorite thing about IPL is definitely it's nice to see the upcoming talent. Uncle Roy with KKR. I think he is a future Jadeja in the making. We didn't really get to see him bat today, but he bowled, is pretty standard, but he took some great catches. And when you see a bowler who spin bowling, batting, taking great catches, you just get reminded of Jadeja. Also the same thing that Mitch Santner contributes, right? Santner is phenomenal on the field. There's no question about that. But also, he can give you spin bowling, and he can also give you batting towards the end. So Santner's presence was definitely missed during this game. But aside from that, Raghuvanshi, also great upcoming player. Very cool, confident, held his own against, big names like Bumrah and Trent Bolt. But essentially, that's the experience that IPL gives you, right? So many of these upcoming players have battled these overseas players. So when they go and they play, tournaments like Syed Mushtaq Ali, Ranji, they have experience. And also when they just go into the Indian squad, it's not foreign, they've faced these players before. They face Archer, Bolt, Bumrah. It gives them confidence going in. So could not have asked for a better way to start the season. Let's hope we end the season the same way we start the season. And let's hope that Mumbai can win the 2026 Tata IPL Championship. I don't know.